Episode 7 of Helluva Boss. Get those tissues out, get that popcorn ready, but don't use those tissues for anything dirty. Because I swear to Christ, if I see all simps oogling over my girl Millie again, I will find you, and I will give you my car!
Subscribe, dear furries! Brother, we are in the end game. Everything that we were promised for the finale part 1 of this show it's all coming. It's all coming together. We're getting the songs bigger and better than ever. We're getting the character growth. We're getting the drama that we didn't know we needed. Bruv, I'm so excited to see where this is going. This episode was a hell of a treat.
Yeah, and much like you and me, it really did come together.
Yes.
What can be said? It's the first half of a season finale. They're pulling out all the stops, man. Things are getting wild. Things are getting saucy. Musical numbers are happening. Rampant demon horniness is upon us, Mitchell.
We get some of the biggest character reveals that we've been waiting for since this series started, you know? Everybody's simping over Robo-Fizz in episode 2, but now the real deal comes out and it's that fucking scene from Toy Story where Andy just drops Woody and he's like, I don't want to play with you anymore. We don't need the knockoffs, bro. We got the real boy. And dude, him and meeting a one of the 7 deadly sins is something that people have been wanting since Has Been Hotel, and Asmodeus is just such a fucking show stealer, dude. Him and Fizz really made the episode, I think. Like, they really drove the plot forward and are also just entertaining as all get out.
Oh, without a doubt. They're an absolute treat, and they're exactly what the show needed.
Oh, for sure. And especially like the way that I love the thematic appropriateness of just they're in this fucking strip club. The embodiment of lust just comes out and just rips Blitz and Stolas' fucked up relationship a new one. Blitz has all his Fizz, who we find out is a childhood friend. His ex is there. They're just tearing into him, and then Asmodeus comes down and he's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? I really fuck with the way that the song kind of goes in and tears apart what our boys are really doing with their lives. Really, they're risking it all, but they're not committed to it. And I love the way that our antagonists for this episode really come right for the throat in what, I mean, No Holds Barred is the best song in the show so far.
Oh, without a doubt. It's truly like that relapse moment that like we knew was coming. Like we thought that we were gonna get fucked up in Truth Seekers. Goddamn, this was the baddie shebang that you mentioned, but boy golly, did we get it in a in a fucking treat of a musical number. But yeah, it's weird, man. I honestly didn't think that this was sort of the direction that they were gonna go, especially with Blitz's character. Mm-hmm. Like I was not expecting them to have like such a heavy relapse of sort of growth and emotion. It sort of threw me for a loop because like after seeing the Truth Seekers episode, like I felt like he took such a big step in especially dealing with his friends and sort of his mental state on his relationship. You know, he gets that
sweet little smooch
with Stolas. But I kind of felt that this episode almost takes a step back with all of those things. It's weird because in the beginning of the episode, he invites everybody out to the bar and he's like really friendly and sort of has that sort of feeling of like, I'm taking those lessons that I learned from the last episode and carrying them into this. But then he kind of goes full stalker mode on Mox and Millie when they reject him and are like, no, you stay here. We're going to go on our date.
Yeah, dude, bro, I mean, the hot take, it's funny, and it is in character for what we've seen for him throughout the show, but this, I mean, we're watching this for the first time. Like and subscribe and go watch our reaction video, and I'm watching this happen, and I'm like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I was cringing watching this, and I know it was the point.
But it's just like, dude,
you came so far with these people and you're just gonna fuck it up again. Man, it hurt.
Yeah, it really felt like, Blitz, what are you doing, man? Like, then he goes as far as to like kind of use Stolas. Like it just felt very icky for like it really kind of left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, the trend with this episode is it just starts you off feeling bad and it only goes further down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it. It's sort of just like a byproduct of like it being a comedic show, and we need to have this comedic situation sort of further the plot, and get us to Osmodeus. But it did sort of make me feel like everything that happened in Truth Seekers was a little bit of a fuck you, and maybe that's sort of the point. Is this entire episode is a roller coaster of emotions, which is what the team at Spindlehorse and Vivzy Pop is sort of going for here.
Well, I think Truth Seekers is like the good future that we could have, but you know, you gotta get all the nitty gritty out of the way first, and of course we'll get there. We'll get to those predictions, but I do think that it's definitely very rosy, kind of like we said in our last video on the trip scene, to expect everything to get better right away.
Yeah, but I think this is definitely like a sobering episode. Like we're out of all that rosy colored looking stuff and onto bigger and badder villains. But speaking of baddies, boy, you called it, my guy.
My clap.
Yeah, your girl Verosika's back, baby. I'm gonna let you clap off, King. I'm gonna let you go.
Me and the rest of the internet, but I called it, dude, that she was fucking hurt by this little stupid fucking horse-loving imp boy, and she's definitely not over it, and neither is he, man. You see those two, they get face-to-face by the end of her little rock opera musical number, which, by the way, you know, like, there's the whole dig at, like, he doesn't reciprocate oral sex. But then, you know, she gets real into it with, like, slipping in the little line about him being a heartbreaker. And you see he drops, man. His facade falls. And, dude, it's the little details, you know, that really, really make that interaction.
You feel bad watching that exchange. Like, especially on her sort of like her freak line at the very end. Like there's sort of a punctuation even in her facial expressions that's like, you really upset me, and I'm actually really hurt by this, and I have to, you know, I'm this like baddie pop star, so it's like I'm a put on a facade, but you know what's up and you know what you did. What I want more than anything is just like a flashback scene of these things, you know? I want to see what, like, pain they went through to get to this moment. There seems to be a lot, and Verosika clearly doesn't seem completely over it, and it's a little heartbreaking to see our strong, confident gal in such a state.
It is, yeah, and to see our main man also feeling sorry about it, but not quite knowing what to do about it. It's such a fascinating situation, the way that they've set it all up, and I do want them to kind of go forward and explore it a little more.
This episode gives us just a taste of what could be with these side characters, especially sort of a glimpse at as we mentioned before, your clap.
Clap.
And everybody's clown clap.
Oh, the internet loves him.
And it sort of shows that, like, they shouldn't really be portrayed as villains throughout the show, but rather just byproducts of the mistakes that Blitz has made. Definitely their actions are antagonistic, and they're definitely like the shitty bullies of the show. Since Blitz is our main protagonist.
Yeah.
But I do see a distinct like separation from Stryker, who like has proven to be like a definite true villain throughout the story. Like he has a distinct evilness to him that I don't really see in Verosika and Fizz. I think they're definitely more. These characters did once care for Blitz. And we're, you know, friends and lovers, and it shows to me that there's a chance for reconciliation in later down the line in the show. And I hope we get it, because I think they're good characters, and seeing that sort of scene at the end with him going through pictures of them, it hit hard with me. I think we can all relate to looking in the past and having regrets and being like, man, I really goofed it with this person, or, you know, things could be different if I would have you know, I really hope we get that sort of full story to better understand Blitz and these relationships that he's formed and ultimately fucked up.
Yeah, with it being such a Blitz-centric show, you kind of have to frame everything as these characters are who they are in relation to him, because it's just makes it a better narrative device. It really does fucking suck to see, even more than Verosika, I would argue, Fizz, seeing that he and Blitz were, you know, like, their relationship's a little unclear, but they were at least tight for, I would probably say, like, maybe 18, 20 years from the looks of it. You know, they were childhood friends, they were hanging out at some dorky-ass concert as teenagers, and it's like, what had to happen with these two, man? It's the question you always ask yourself when it comes to somebody that Blitz has known or fucked things up with. But him going through those images was, even after getting bashed nonstop at the club, was easily the emotional low point of the episode, especially that shot with his family at the end, which, holy fuck. I've seen some people pointing this out as well in like other videos and like other comments, but that little like skull necklace that he wears around his neck was first seen on his mother in that picture.
Oh, wow.
So I'm assuming that something really fucking bad happened to her and she's fucking dead. And he has like a little memorandum, like something fucked him up with his mom and sister. And dude, him just sobbing into the couch and the episode ending on silence absolutely broke me in a way that I didn't think the show was going to. 7 episodes in.
Yeah, we're not all right, man. We're not all right after that shit, bro.
Not one fucking bit. And that's how they left us for presumably a month and a half at least.
Yeah, it's telling that he goes through all these pictures with all these people and he gets to that one and it's just the nail in the coffin that's like, nobody's okay now. Like everything is broken, and it just leaves me wondering what the fuck happened, bro.
Yeah, the change is immediate. There's no facade this time. They let you see exactly what he's feeling, and what he's feeling is a little bit worse than how shitty you're gonna feel after watching it, but still pretty fucking bad.
Without a doubt. So I gotta ask, where does Blitz go from here, man? Like, how does he start to mend all of this? Like, dude,
baby, we're hopping into predictions. Let's go.
Like, I don't know. Like, is this season finale? Is it gonna give us these answers? Like in this final episode? Like, or is this gonna be just like, I don't know. I have a couple of sort of ideas just going off of other shows that like I've seen throughout my life where there's, you know, conflict like this. And I'm curious if they'll go maybe the route of him like sort of being in this deep depression, sort of this inconsolable place, and he's just like moody and everybody's sort of, you know, tense around him, or do things sort of stay as they are, and he just continues to sort of battle this internally, because presumably he's just always carrying this around with him. So it's like, are we just going to continue to see the same Blitz we always do, and we're just gonna get these moments of just like, fuck me, this is sad. Like, we're just gonna get a glimpse into how he's truly feeling all the time. I don't know. I really want to get everything in this last episode. I don't think it's gonna happen, man. I don't think we're gonna get that rosy ending that we're expecting from this season finale.
No. I mean, realistically, like, what you just described is exactly what's probably gonna happen. Is he's carrying this weight around. He does this from time to time, and he's gonna go back to pretending things aren't fucked up in his head. But I at least, with this going forward, hope that some of the other characters that care about him, like Stolas, Moxie, I would like to see Luna take some initiative too, but realistically, the show is more about Stolas and Moxie.
Yeah.
And their relationship to Blitz. So, but I hope that they kind of come forward and are like, bro, you got some shit to unpack, my guy. Like, let us help you. I know that's not easy for either of them to do, but I do hope that something ends up happening between Moxie or his feathery lover boy.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I know we all want to see Blitz overcome years of trauma and sort of negative reinforcement in like a 15-minute episode. It ain't gonna happen. I got a feeling it's gonna be like this slow burn, and like these issues are gonna bleed across, you know, episodes and seasons even. Like perhaps this arc like doesn't get resolved till, you know, the show's end, or like,
oh Christ,
maybe this is just a taste. Like I hope not, personally, just because I would like to, you know, I want to see this resolution, or sort of just a step in the right direction. But I mean, it could very well just be like an underlying issue that just always sort of creeps back. But sort of how things have been framed in this episode, it looks like things are coming to a head.
Yeah.
And I think that we're at least going to get some sort of moment with either Stolas or as you say, Moxie. Again, a little heart to heart with Luna would be just so fucking wonderful. But again, I how the show's been written so far, I don't foresee that either.
Yeah, no, I understand. She's a furry. They don't care about her.
Yeah.
But that's a topic for another video. I want like an actual honest to God Luna-centric episode, but we could save that for after the season's over, I'm sure.
Abso-fucking-lutely. But I mean, and something else that sort of like left a bad taste in my mouth is just the fucking lack of communication that sort of happens between Stolas and Blitz, and sort of how they left things, which sort of makes me believe that they're not going to get that sort of heart-to-heart if they keep communicating this way, because Owl Daddy's got his own issues to sort of deal with at this point. I mean, he's got Octavia that he has to sort of keep her feelings in check, which we get a taste of in Lululand. His ex-wife and Stryker, who's trying to murder him currently. Like that's a huge fucking plot point that hasn't returned.
I will tell you that going into this final episode, I am so fucking scared, because I don't want to be so bold as to be like, well, this is the direction they were going to take with it, but I foresee an attempt on Stolas' life being the impetus for the season finale. I really fucking hope that attempt is not successful, because there would be so much untapped potential with these characters that would just instantly crumble. And it would be a great plot device, but it would leave us all feeling so bad, and it would probably break Blitz.
Oh, without a doubt.
We are not ready for that, and I really hope that they don't blow their drama load so early with it and leave us on a downer. But I do, not to stroke off his huge Norman Reedus dick, but I do definitely see Stryker playing a part, coming back and just doing something in some way to really drive things forward.
Oh, without a doubt. I think we're seeing Stryker in this last episode.
Yeah.
I think this is where everything sort of comes to a head. Blitz is in shambles right now. He is not in a good place. Stolas is not in a good place. after
Stolas is sitting on the steps at the front of his manor in broad daylight, just perfectly ready, exposing his head to be JFK'd. Like, something is gonna happen. Owl Demon JFK is sitting there ripe for the picking, and you're telling me that Daryl Dixon isn't gonna take the fucking shot. Like, this could not be looking worse for us. You can see where the panic is kind of setting in with me and going into this last episode, but God,
yeah,
they set up the pieces to fall into place, dude.
Yeah, and I think we're there. This is my bold prediction.
Okay, hit me.
We're getting left with the biggest cliffhanger ever, like in like animated show history. We're getting months and months to sit on what the fuck is about to happen next, and I think nothing's getting resolved at the end of season 1. I think that all these things that have been set up, there is not going to be a resolution to any of it. I think we're getting just left dangling by a pinky finger on the edge of this cliff that is Helluva Boss, falling through all the fucking rings, all the circles, all the fucking fandoms and furry art, and we're falling through all of it, bro.
Dude.
The things are getting, like, it's going to lead to a banger season 2,
Oh
man.
my God.
And that's all I can ask for.
I do hope that is exactly what ends up happening, because I will tell you that if they don't drop at least a Has-Been Hotel teaser and what you just said happens, I am gonna fucking hang my... I honestly just hope that Blitz and Stolas, even if they can't fully reconcile with their different lifestyles and upbringings and traumas, that they at least communicate on some level that what they have is a little bit deeper than just fucking. If you can give me that, Vivian, I will give to you the greatest gift I have. Cromer.